Hey everybody, Ryan here. Alright, I'm going to quickly go over all the games from today, the 12th of April 2021, trade deadline day. Alright, if you haven't seen already, make sure to check out my trade deadline overview. Alright, other than that, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to hit that notification bell as well to be notified when I drop a new video. Alright, let's get started with the games from today. Alright, first game was between Detroit and Carolina. Detroit actually won this one. After their big trade for today, they won 3-1. So there was no scoring until the third period. 24 seconds into the third, Adam Mariney's 11th from Michael Rasmussen and Valtteri Filppula. Then at 2:34 into the third, Philip Zadina's 5th of the year on the power play from Rasmussen and Dylan Larkin. Then at 13:54, Carolina make a one-goal game. Nino Niederreiter's 15th from Warren Foegele and Jordan Staal. Then 19:05 of the third, Sam Gagner would score his 5th from Filppula and Danny DeKeyser. Alright, shots on goal were 38-30 in favor of Carolina. Faceoffs 58-42 in favor of Carolina. Power plays 1 for 5 for Detroit, 0 for 4 for Carolina. Penalty minutes were 10-8, 10 for Carolina. Hits were 30-29 in favor of Carolina. Blocks 17-6 in favor of Detroit. Giveaways 10-8, 10 for Carolina. Jonathan Bernier, who was not traded today, obviously, 37 saves, 974 save percentage for the win. And Reimer, 27 saves, 931 save percentage in the loss. On to Chicago versus Columbus. Chicago wins this one 4-3 in overtime, getting some much-needed 2 points if they want to stay in the playoff race, which with their trades is debatable. I don't know if they do or don't. 14:02 into the first, Stefan Matteau, not that Stefan Matteau, his kid though, first of the year from Seth Jones and Cole Sherwood. Then at 16:25 of the first, Duncan Keith would score his second of the year on the power play from Alex DeBrincat and Patrick Kane, making it a 1-1 tie going into the second. 6:11 into the second period, Patrick Laine would get his 11th of the year from Max Domi and Vladislav Gavrikov. Then at 6:15 of the third, Chicago would tie it again. Philip Kurashev would score his 8th from Patrick Kane, giving Patrick Kane 40 assists on the year. 8:21 into the third, Brett Connolly would get his first goal as a Chicago Blackhawk, his 3rd of the year, unassisted. At 11:32 of the third, Patrick Laine would get his 12th of the year, unassisted, to tie the game at 3, sending us to overtime. Minute 25 into overtime, Brandon Hagel would get his 6th of the year from Kirby Dach and Wyatt Kaliniak. I believe that's how it was pronounced. I forget how many assists that is. I believe that was number 2 on the year. Alright, Chicago outshot Columbus 34-33. Beat him in the faceoff dot as well, 57-43. Power play 1 for 3 for Chicago. No power plays for Columbus because Chicago took no penalties. Not a single penalty minute. But there were 16 for Columbus, which included misconduct. Hits were 20-14 in favor of Columbus. Blocks 12-9 in favor of Chicago. Giveaways 14-6, 14 for Columbus. Lankinen of Chicago, 30 saves, 909 save percentage for the win. And Korpisalo, 30 saves, 882 save percentage for the loss. Next up is Toronto versus Montreal. Classic rivalry. This one goes to Montreal, 4-2. After all the trades, but Toronto's not going to see any of those guys for like a week. At least. Because I don't think they traded with anybody in their division. So yeah, it's going to be a week. And that's not a business week of 5 days. That's a full week of 7 days. That's how long the quarantine is. So, no Nick Foligno, at least, for that week. Alright, minute 17 into the first. Tomas Tatar's 9th of the year from Paul Byron and Phil Deneau. That's 7:53 into the first. Nick Suzuki's 8th on the power play from Shea Weber and Jonathan Drouin. Then Toronto would come back. 9:28 into the second. Austin Matthews would get his 32nd of the year, still leading the league and still the only 30-goal scorer, from Mitch Marner and Mike Riley. I did it again. It's not Mike Riley. That is Morgan Riley. God. I knew I was going to mix those two up at some point this year. That's 2 straight videos with him in it. So, Morgan Riley, the assist. 14:57 into the second, John Tavares would tie the game his 13th of the year from Ilya Mikheyev. That wouldn't last though. About a minute and a half later, Josh Anderson would take the lead again, his 15th of the year from Brett Kulak. That would technically be your game-winning goal right there. Then Montreal would add an empty netter at 17:35, Tomas Tatar's 10th from Paul Byron and Jeff Petrie, giving you a 4-2 score. Montreal getting the needed 2 points. They were even on shots, 25 each. Toronto won the faceoff, 52-48. Power plays 0 for 2 for Toronto, 1 for 2 for Montreal. 4 penalty minutes each, 32 hits each. Blocks 18-13 in favor of Montreal, and giveaways 18-9, Montreal with 18. Campbell had 21 saves, 875 save percentage for the loss. His first loss of the season, by the way. And Allen had 23 saves, 920 save percentage for the win. Alright, on to Winnipeg, who did nothing at the trade deadline, really, versus Ottawa. And right there you see a problem, don't you? Ottawa won this one 4-2. No offense to Ottawa. They have done better than I thought this year. I will give them credit. But they did trade away quite a few people. Not a ton. No major pieces, but still a lot of depth people. Alright, 5 minutes into the first, Kyle Connor would get his 19th on the power play from Josh Morrissey and Mark Scheifele. At 8:25 of the first, Nikolai Ehlers would get his 18th from Derek Forbort and Pierre-Luc Dubois. At 8:32 of the first, Logan Stanley would fight Josh Brown of Ottawa. I believe that is your only fight of the evening, too. 11:03 into the first, Ottawa starts the comeback. Brady Tkachuk would get his 13th on the power play from Josh Norris and Thomas Chabot. At 18:38 of the first, Connor Brown would get his 14th from Chris Tierney and Eric Brandstrom. Then at 10:10 of the third, Ottawa would take the lead and not relinquish it. Evgeny Dadonov's 12th from Chabot and Norris. Then at 16:12, Brady Tkachuk would add his 14th, second of the game, unassisted. So, like I said, Ottawa won this one 4-2. Amazingly, all the bottom teams got points tonight. But Winnipeg outshot Ottawa 26-24. They beat them in the faceoff down 62-38. Winnipeg was 1 for 5 on the power play. Ottawa 1 for 2. Penalty minutes were 17-11, 17 for Ottawa. Hits were 25-24 in favor of Ottawa. Blocks 22-9 in favor of Ottawa. And giveaways were 12-8, 12 for Winnipeg. Hellebuck had 20 saves, 833 save percentage for the loss. Forsberg 24 saves, 923 save percentage for the win. Next up is the Desert Dogs Arizona Coyotes versus the Colorado Avalanche. Arizona on a losing streak since they took that playoff spot. And it continued tonight. 4-2. Colorado win. There's a lot of 4-2 games tonight. Alright, 12:17 into the first, Brandon Saad would get his 13th from Samuel Girard and Tyson Jost. Then at 9:08 of the second, Nathan MacKinnon's 17th on the power play from Cale Makar and Gabriel Landeskog. At 18:03 of the second, Mikko Rantanen's 24th from McKinnon and Makar. Then Arizona would start a bit of a comeback. 10:42 into the third, Michael Bunting would get his 6th of the year on the power play from Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Phil Kessel. Then at 13:46 of the third, Johan Larsson would get his 7th from Dryden Hunt and Alex Goligoski. But it wasn't enough, because at 18:03, Colorado added the insurance marker, Rantanen's 25th, second of the game, from Devin Taves, giving us our 4-2 final, Colorado with the 2 points. Arizona actually outshot them 37-20. Colorado won the faceoff dot 51-49. Both teams 1 for 4 on the power play, 12 penalty minutes each. Hits were 28-14 in favor of Arizona. Blocks 19-12 in favor of Arizona. Giveaways 9-5, Colorado with 9. Prosvetov will get his first career start, 16 saves, 842 save percentage in the loss. And Grubauer, 35 saves, 946 save percentage in the win. On to Vegas versus LA. Another 4-2 game, look at that. Vegas wins this one 4-2. Alright, LA started scoring at 9:41 in the first. Austin Wagner's fourth from Brendan Lemieux, first point as a LA King, and Blake Lizotte. At 8:57 in the second, LA would make it 2-0 actually. Andre Kopitar's ninth from Dustin Brown and Alex Iafallo. Then it falls apart from there. 14:20 into the second, Nicholas Waugh would get his third from Tomas Jurko and Shea Theodore. Then 19:33 the second, Mark Stone's 13th, short-handed, from Chandler Stevenson. Then at 4:35 of the third, Alex Tuck would get his 14th unassisted. And at 8:22 into the third, the insurance marker, Max Pacioret's 20th goal of the year on the power play from Theodore and Stone. Vegas would heavily outshoot LA 41-29. Faceoffs were 51-49 in favor of LA. Power plays 1 for 2 for Vegas, 0 for 3 for LA. Penalty minutes 8-4, 8 for Vegas. Hits 14 each. Blocks 13-12, Vegas with 13. Giveaways were 7-4, LA was 7. Leonard had 25 saves, 926 save percentage in the win. And Peterson, 37 saves, 902 save percentage in the loss. Now our last game of the evening. And it's a bloody miracle. 4-0. Anaheim wins this one over San Jose, giving them 2 straight wins where they've scored 9 goals and allowed 1. What is happening here? This doesn't make any sense. How is Anaheim doing this? But anyways, a minute 59 into the first, Max Comtois' 12th of the year from Derek Grant and Josh Manson. 8:12 into the first, Alexander Volkov will get his 5th of the year from Sam Carrick and Nicolas Delorier. I don't know why I was going to say a different name there. 12:19 into the first, Volkov will get his 2nd of the game, 6th of the year, from Henrique and Jakob Larsson. Ducks have a 3-0 lead coming out of the first. I'm a Ducks fan, I'm shocked. This is insanity. No scoring in the second, third period, 3:26 into the third. Ricard Raquel would add his 8th of the year from Andrew Agozzino and Max Comtois. Well, a lot to go over here, but I'm not going to go over a whole lot, but Sam Carrick has a career year already in 5 games this season. He's played the last 5 games and has 4 points in 5 games. He had 3 points his rookie year back in 16-17. Didn't play for about 2 years in the NHL. Played in the AHL only. Played about 1 game the next year with Anaheim. 7 last year. And 5 this year. And has career high points already. I say let Sam Carrick keep playing at this point. What's it going to hurt? They're definitely not making the playoffs. So let him play. Alright. San Jose outshot Anaheim pretty heavily. 46-21. They beat him in the faceoff dot as well, 55-45. Anaheim 0 for 2 on the power play. San Jose 0 for 5. 10 penalty minutes to 4, 10 for Anaheim. Hits were 33-23 in favor of San Jose. Blocks 16-7 in favor of Anaheim. Giveaways 5-1, 5 for San Jose. Anthony Stolarz, 46 save shutout. Stood on his head in this game. And Martin Jones, 17 saves, 810 save percentage in his 8th straight start. Oh, San Jose going back to their old ways, overworking their goalies. I do not understand why they traded Dubnyk. I really don't. I know they're going to lose him for nothing probably in the offseason, but it's like he was making Jones play better. And now you're just putting Jones back out there by himself, really. So, I don't understand it, but it is what it is. Alright, that is it for the games for today. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. Alright, I will see you all next video. Bye, everybody.